Hello students, today we will do the numericals. Now example 7.8, generally the numericals are based directly on the formula, so the calculation will be left as an exercise. Now let us see example 7.8, a sinusoidal voltage of peak value 283 volt. So we have a peak value Vm is equal to 283 volt. Now if we require VRMS, then the VRMS in this equation, we know that VRMS denoted by capital V is equal to Vm divided by root 2. So in case we require VRMS, it can be calculated like this. Now this have a frequency of the 50 Hertz. So frequency of the source is 50 Hertz, and the circuit is LCR, in which R is equal to 3 ohms, L is equal to 25.48 millihenry, that is minus 3. Capacitance is equal to 796 microfarad, that is 10 raised to minus 6 farad. The first part that we have to calculate, since it is an LCR circuit, the first part is find out the impedance. So impedance formula we know is under root R square plus XC minus XL whole square. So here we find out XL is equal to omega L, that is 2 pi FL. You calculate this value ohms, and XC is equal to 1 upon omega C, that is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC, that is again equal to this much ohms. Now you substitute all this value XL, XC and R in this and find out the total impedance of the circuit. Second part is find out the phase difference between voltage across the source and the current. So we have to find out phase difference. So phase difference tan phi is equal to XC minus XL upon R. Now let us discuss this tan phi, because it can be positive or negative. Now here in this case we are directly writing this calculation. We are directly taking the calculation. Here is, this is 8 ohms and this is 4 ohms. So this becomes 4 minus 8 minus 4 upon 3 tan phi. Now you calculate this angle. Phi is equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. I am writing this answer directly as given in the book. So answer given in the book is 53.1 degree. So whenever we get this phi, and if you remember, this phi is the phase difference between the voltage and the current. So if you remember LCR circuit, V was equal to Vm sine omega t and I was equal to Im sine of omega t. Now here the phi is negative, so it becomes minus 53.7 degree. So it is lagging, the current is lagging behind the circuit. Means this circuit is actually inductive circuit. This circuit is actually inductive. It means here XL, you can see XL is greater than XC. So here if you get phi to be negative, it means the current lags behind the voltage. So if we assume XL is greater than XC, see XL is greater than XC. Now if I take the impedance triangle, then I should write XL minus XC upon R. Then it comes out to be 53.1 plus sign, because this will be 8 minus 4, 4 by 3. But we know if you take a circuit to be inductive, the current should lag behind the voltage. So either from this value you can determine whether the circuit is capacitive or inductive. If it is inductive, we know the current should lag behind the voltage, and if it is capacitive, the current should lead the voltage. However, if we directly use this formula and this formula phi comes out to be negative, then current lags behind, and if it comes out to be positive, then the current should lead the voltage, because we have this general equation omega t plus minus phi. Now we have to find out what is the power dissipated in the circuit and also the power factor. So because it is an LCR circuit, the power dissipated should be equal to I square Z cos of phi. So we have discussed this formula for the general LCR circuit, where we have P is equal to I square Z cos of phi. So now we have V here. So this can also be written as V square upon Z square. That is a Ohm's law. Then one Z is cancelled. So P is also equal to V square Z cos of phi. So you substitute this value. So before this, in the D portion, they have said find out the power factor. So power factor cos of phi, that is equal to cos of minus 53.1. Minus will have no significance here. So cos of 55.1 degree, as given in the book, it is 0.6. So you substitute this V square. This V square is Vm square by root 2, means 2, into whatever is the value of Z, into this value comes out to be cos of phi is 0.6. So you substitute all this value and find out the power dissipated in the circuit. Now let us see example 7.9, which is the continuation of the 7.8. Now it is given that suppose the frequency of this source is varied. What is the frequency of the source at resonance? So in the first part, we have to find out the frequency at resonance. So at resonance, we know that omega is equal to 1 upon under root LC. So the frequency will be equal to F naught, that is 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. So substitute the value of LC and just 2 pi, you will find out the frequency at the resonance. Then the second part, they have asked what is, calculate the impedance. Again at resonance, we know at resonance Z is equal to R because XL is equal to XC. So Z is equal to R means R is 3 ohms. So Z becomes 3 ohms. You calculate this Z here. It is say 4 minus 8, 4 square plus 3 square. So it comes out to be 5 here. So the impedance here is 5 ohms and here the impedance comes out to be 3 ohms. We know that at resonance the current in the circuit becomes maximum because the impedance decreases. Then we have to find out the current in the circuit and the power dissipated at the resonant condition. So current is equal to, we have the Ohm's law, that is V upon, actually it is Z, but we are writing V upon R because Z is equal to R in this circuit. Here V means VRMS, that is 283 divided by root 2 into 3. So whatever current ampere, and we have to find out the power dissipated. Now I can use the formula I square R cos I square R, and where is this cos phi? We know that at resonance the power factor becomes 1. So it is similar to the circuit containing only resistance, or the power is dissipated across R only. Now let us say the numericals of exercise. Question number 1. A 100 ohm resistor is connected to a 220 volt supply. So we have this circuit as a resistive circuit. So R is equal to 100 ohms connected to a supply of 220 volt, means this is VRMS. The supply is equal to 50 hertz frequency. First part, which is very simple, find out the RMS value of the current. So clearly I is equal to V upon R, that is 220 upon 100, so it is 2.2 ampere. Then what is the net power consumed for an entire cycle? We know that the power consumed in resistive circuit is I square R, so that is 2.2 square into 100. So you calculate this value, this much of the power is dissipated in the form of heat. Then we have 7.2 now. So the numericals are quite simple. The peak voltage of AC supply is 300 volt. So peak value is given, that is 300 volt, which implies V can be written as Vm divided by root 2, capital V for Vrms, 300 divided by root 2, this much volt, you calculate this. So we have Vrms. Okay, they have asked the same question. So this is our first part. They have asked what is its RMS value. So you have to do the division only. Then the second part, what is the RMS value of current in an AC circuit? What is the RMS value of current in an AC circuit is 10 ampere. The RMS value given in the second part, IRMS is equal to 10 ampere. And now, what is the peak current? So peak current means IM. So we use the symbol IM is equal to, it should be root 2 times the RMS value. So you substitute this value, root 2 multiply by 10, which will be greater than 10. Then 7.3. A 44 millihenry inductor. So 44 millihenry, so 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. So circuit is inductive, connected to 220 volt, that is Vrms, 220 volt. And the supply is 50 Hertz, so F is equal to 50 Hertz. Determine the RMS value of the current in the circuit. So we have to find out the IRMS value of the current in the circuit. We know IRMS should be equal to V upon what is the resistance offered by the circuit, inductive circuit, that is XL. So this is 220 divided by XL is omega L, which can be written as 220 upon 2 pi F into L. So this much ampere of the current will flow in the circuit. So substitute all these values. Frequency is given, L is given, and you will get the current in the circuit. Then we have 7.4. A 60 microfarad capacitor. So the capacitance given is 60 microfarad, is connected to 110 volt 60 Hertz AC supply. So here voltage given is 110 volt, that is Vrms, and the frequency is 60 Hertz, which we have discussed. In India the frequency of AC source is 50 Hertz, and in America it is the 60 Hertz. Determine the RMS value of the current in the circuit. So thus it is similar to question number 3. Here XC will be equal to 1 upon omega C, that is 1 upon 2 pi F into C. This much ohms is the total resistance of the circuit. We need IRMS. So IRMS means Vrms upon X of C. So whatever value here you get for XC, you substitute this value. So all these calculations are left as an exercise. All the questions are generally MCQ based, or maximum it can be of 2 marks if we have a 2 portion or 2 section in a question. 7.5. In exercise 7.3 means this is the reference taken, and in 7.4, what is the net power absorbed by each circuit over a complete cycle? Explain your answer. So we know that when the circuit is purely inductive or purely capacitive, the power consumed was equal to 0, and we have seen that we have discussed this theory. So that theory portion you can write in this question how the power consumed was proved to be zero by doing the integration of the instantaneous current. We have taken instantaneous current to be V into I. Then we took the average and we found that the average for cosine or sine comes out to be 0. So same theory you can write here. So power consumed in this circuit was also equal to 0 and power consumed in this circuit was also equal to 0. So you have to write that theory portion. Now come to 7.6. Obtain the resonant frequency of series LCR circuit with L, C and R is given. Also, what is the Q value of this circuit? So we have to find out the Q factor as well as we have to find out the resonant frequency, that is here the symbol given is omega R. So omega R, the resonant angular frequency is equal to 1 upon under root LC, where L given is equal to 2 Henry and the C is equal to 32 micro farad and the resistance is equal to the 10 ohms. So that is the first part. You have to find out the resonant frequency and also you have to find out the Q factor. So the Q factor was equal to the omega R into L upon R. So that was a derivation. So once you know the resonant frequency or angular frequency omega R, L into R, all the values L, R and C is given. Also if you want to replace this value in the place of omega R, I can write under 1 upon under root LC. So also Q can be written as 1 upon R under root L by C. So this we have discussed in our theory. There were 3 formula for the Q factor. These are the 2 formula and the one formula was Q factor was equal to the resonant frequency, where we use symbol omega naught divided by the half power bandwidth or simply bandwidth. So you substitute all this values and find out the answer here. Now we have question number 7.7, that is a charged 30 microfarad capacitor. So 7.7, capacitance given is 30 microfarad, that is 30 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad, is connected to 27 millihenry inductor, that is 27 into 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. What is the angular frequency of free oscillation of this circuit? Okay, now see, though we have not discussed this theory, this is an LC circuit which we are going to discuss in the next lecture. So we have not discussed this theory still. We will see that the frequency or angular frequency of LC oscillation circuit is also equal to 1 upon under root LC. So you substitute this value of L and C, omega is equal to 1 upon under root LC, and we will find out this formula because we have not discussed LC oscillation circuit. So you take it granted for a time being. In the next lecture we will discuss about the LC oscillation circuit. Now let us see question number 9. A series LCR circuit with R is equal to 20 ohms, L is equal to 1.5 Henry and C is equal to 35 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad, which is connected to a variable frequency of 220 volt AC supply. So 200 volt is the VRMS. When the frequency of the supply equals the natural frequency of the circuit, we know what is the natural frequency when the natural frequency of the source is equal to the natural frequency of the system, the amplitude becomes maximum, or that is a resonance condition. So indirectly it says that the circuit is in resonance. Then what is the power transferred to the circuit in one complete cycle? So here the circuit is in resonance. At resonance, we know Z is equal to R only, because XL is equal to XC. So Z is equal to R itself, which is 20 ohms. Now we have to find out what is the power dissipated for an entire cycle. So power dissipated should be equal to V square upon R only. So this is equal to 200 into 200 divided by 20. So this is equal to 2000 watt of the power or joule, 2000 joule per second power is dissipated in this circuit at resonance. Now let us come to question number 10. A radio can tune over a frequency range of the portion of megawatt broadcast band 800 kilohertz to 1200 kilohertz. So it is the range is given for a station, that is F1 is equal to 800 kilohertz to the 1200 kilohertz. So it is a medium wave broadcasting center. If its LC circuit has an effective inductance L is equal to 200, we know that for resonance XL is equal to XC. So LC circuit play an important role. And we will also see for LC circuit also omega is equal to 1 upon under root LC. What must be the range of its variable capacitor? So for twinning we know that the natural frequency of the system should be equal to the frequency of LC oscillation circuit. We will again discuss this LC oscillation circuit. You have to find out C. But in the resonance circuit also you have seen that the value of C is variable. Here we have LC circuit. We have to find out the value of C. So we know that F naught or F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. This is a general formula. So now in the first case, when F1 is equal to 800 kilohertz, then we can square this equation. So C1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi square L into F1 square. So it is inversely proportional. So this value will be more as frequency decreases, the capacitance will increase, and C2 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi square L F2 square. So this is you substitute this value, and this will be the variable capacitor. So the range of the capacitor which will be connected in the circuit should have the value between this two values, that is C1 and C2. So variable capacitance is used for the twinning of LC circuit. Now let us see example 11. Again series LCR circuit is given. The supply is 230 volt, that is VRMS. So this is capital V, where L is equal to 5 Henry, C is equal to 80 microfarad, so 10 raised to minus 6. The resistance is equal to 40 ohms. The first portion, determine the source frequency which drives the circuit in resonance. So at resonance we have to find out the source frequency. So at resonance we know F naught is equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi L into C. So you substitute all this value. So this will be the frequency in hertz. That is the frequency of the source. Then the second part is Obtain the impedance of the circuit and amplitude of the current. Amplitude of current means the maximum current at a resonant frequency. So at resonance, Z is equal to R because XL is equal to XC. So we know that general formula for Z was equal to under root R square plus XC minus XL whole square. So the impedance here is equal to R, means the circuit behave like a resistive circuit. Also you find out the amplitude of the current. So we have to find out the amplitude, means the maximum current. So let us take this as Im. So Im should be equal to Vm upon impedance, that is Z, but because it is at resonance, it is Vm upon R. So Vm is not, this is your Vrms. So we have this Vrms upon root, Vm can be written as root 2 times V upon R. So you substitute all these values and find out the peak value of the current in the circuit, that is the maximum current. So root 2 times the RMS into R. The third portion, determine the RMS potential drop across the three elements of the circuit. So now we have to determine the voltage drop. So third portion, the voltage drop across R should be equal to I into R. Now here I is IRMS and we found Im. So this should be written as Im divided by root 2 into the value of R, that is 40 ohms is given. So this is the potential drop across this resistance R. Also we have to find out the potential drop across the inductor. So it can be written as I into XL. XL can be calculated because you know the frequency now. So this can be written as I is calculated in the place of I. We have to write Im divided by root 2 into XL is omega L, that is 2 pi f naught L. And similarly, you find Vc is equal to I into Xc. And because the circuit is at resonance, it is clear that VL should be equal to Vc. So if you want to check this, you substitute all this value. Otherwise you remember that VL is equal to Vc at a resonance. So here they have asked, determine RMS potential drop across the three elements of the circuit. So we find out these individual values, but it will be clear that VL and Vc will be equal and this VR should comes out to be 230 volt. This theory we have discussed that the resultant voltage or Vrms is equal to VR square plus Vc minus VL whole square, and at resonance Vc is equal to VL and therefore your V is equal to VR. Now so this is a resonance circuit. So when you substitute this value, you will find that at resonance this VR comes out to be 230. VL and Vc will come out to be equal. So individually you can check these values. Now also it is given that show that the potential drop across LC combination is 0 at resonating frequency. So now you have to prove that VL is equal to Vc. So we have written this directly, or we know that Vc is equal to VL at resonance. But now suppose we want to prove, so we start like this. We know the voltage in the circuit is equal to VR square Vc minus VL whole square. Now at resonance at resonance V is equal to VR. So at resonance V is equal to VR. Therefore, in the place of V I write VR, squaring both sides. So VR square is equal to VR square plus VC minus VL whole square. VR is cancelled. So 0 is equal to VC minus VL whole square. Therefore 0 is equal to VC minus VL. Therefore VC is equal to VL. So it is also proved that, otherwise you can substitute the value and check yourself that VL comes out to be VC. But if it is asked that prove that at resonance VC is equal to VL, so this will be the situation. And we know that there is no power dissipated in the inductive across inductor or capacitor, and at resonance the circuit simply behave as a resistive circuit. So this is all numericals related to the AC circuit. Generally all the numericals were formula based. So in the next lecture we will do the LC oscillation circuit, and then we have a last topic as a transformer. Have a nice day.